Marlon Humphrey. What's up, Cat? Hi, man. Had this to say about the Pittsburgh Steelers on his podcast, the Punchline Podcast. Quote, the team, to me, if you look just based off of what I very teeny bit know and based off of what I feel like I've seen / how it is, I feel like there's an underlying thing there somewhere internally that reminds me kind of the Jets' current situation. Ow. Sometimes when I see quotes from Jets players, it seems like they're trying to speaking and there's something that they want to say that they just can't say. There's a couple of times I read Jets quotes from certain players, and it feels like no one just wants to dog somebody, or you really can't tell the media exactly what's going on. But it seems like how they kind of played in the game against us. It's like, and I know something that I ain't going to say. I know something that I ain't gonna say. I mean, you just keep adding juice to the fire here, fuel to the fire. That's what this is. The Pittsburgh Steelers for the last 2 months of the season have been a team where everybody is questioning what the hell's going on? What is the issue? Are people trying to allude that something or someone is the matter? And Marlon Humphrey just pretty much said, yep, something or someone is certainly the matter, and they are well aware of what it is, and they can't say what it is. They don't want to say what it is. Any guesses on what it is? Because, I mean, this one, the Jets is a whole other thing. Getting compared to the Jets is wild. But, I mean, we're talking Marlon Humphrey pretty much confirming something is going on in the Steelers locker room.
Yeah, I mean, I hear that, and he is obviously more informed than we could be because he's friends with these guys, and I'm sure Deshaun Elliott and him have talked a lot. But all that tells me is everything that we saw late in the season that, hey, these guys were not on the same page. That just tells me that they were not on the same page. Either that or they were just fed up with the fact that they knew they were better than that they were playing, and yet they couldn't put it together. And yet there were a handful of players or one or two players or whatever you want to say that just didn't have the buy-in or didn't have the fire at the end of the season. We all saw that. We all watched that game last Saturday. We all saw and heard what Kirk Herbstreit had to say because he was saying everything that everybody watching that game was thinking. It doesn't look like the Steelers are putting a whole lot of effort in right now. And part of that was, the game plan, because how many times are you going to send TJ Watt to the dive and on the read option and just let Lamar Jackson run loose? And part of that was, how come Derrick Henry is getting 7-8 yards downfield without being touched? And then when the game is on the line, you made it 21-7. 4 plays later, he goes 60 yards down the field through your entire defense right up the gut and is not touched except for maybe that one slap on the peck from Patrick Queen. I think he's just kind of alluding to what everybody has seen from the outside. And that is this team on the defensive side of the football, especially, just was at each other's throats throughout the last half of the season. Losing does that to teams, and losing certainly did that to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Look at these results. People are making free money betting on sports, making thousands every month. The secret? They're using OddsJam. OddsJam isn't just another betting app. It's turning the entire system in your favor. OddsJam uses a strategy called arbitrage, finding odds differences across sportsbooks. Bet both sides, and no matter the outcome, you will profit. Here's an example. You put $500 on Boise State to win on FanDuel and $335 on their opponent San Francisco on DraftKings. You're guaranteed to make $50 win or lose. With the OddsJam mobile app, you get real-time alerts on these opportunities every day. People are making thousands monthly. To get you started, use our code ALLSteelersTalk for 35% off and a 7-day free trial. I guarantee you'll profit during that trial, and if you don't, cancel with one click, no questions asked. Don't leave money on the table. Go to oddsjam.com, use our code ALLSteelersTalk, and start making money the smart way. What are the chances it's because, to be honest with you, I'd hate to be the guy that's over dramatic, but I'm going to be the guy that's over dramatic in this situation. It seems like, just here's the quote one more time. sometimes when I see quotes from Jets players, it seems like they're trying to speak in code and there's something that they want to say that they just can't say. There's a couple of times I read Jets quotes from certain players and it's like, no one just wants to dog somebody. It kind of feels like, I'm going to be over dramatic here and say, it feels like it's about an individual. What are the chances it's about TA? What are the chances about Cam Hayward said that they reshaped their game plan for the Baltimore Ravens game the second time, and that's why it didn't work, because they completely revamped it. What are the chances it's about the coaches?
I mean, non-zero, right? That was what it was in my answer. Is what you just mentioned there, is like we were all questioning the game plan going into that. Maybe the Steelers players were questioning it as well, but what are they going to say? I mean, I'm sure the leaders can say something. I'm sure Minkah can say something, but at the end of the day, it's Mike Tomlin's defense. If Mike Tomlin says this is the plan, that's the plan. Like at the end of the day, it's not a democracy in the NFL. Whenever you get into those locker rooms, it is a dictatorship. And on that defense, Mike Tomlin is the guy. What he says goes. So there's a non-zero chance that that's who they're talking about. But at the same time, when it's Marlon Humphrey, I am going to take it with a grain of salt, because of all people that like to stir the pot, Marlon Humphrey is near the top of that list.
He does like to stir the pot. You got to bring that into consideration, obviously. But, I don't know, man. I don't know. Players talk, and players talk, like Deshaun Elliott talks. He's got no issue saying something to me, let alone to Marlon Humphrey.
Yeah.
Patrick Queen's got no issue saying something to me, let alone Marlon Humphrey. You just don't know if the season's over. You're not protecting anybody now. It's done. You're not going to see these people for 6 months. I don't know. Maybe. I think there is a chance it's about TA. And maybe it's about Tomlin. I think it's less of a chance it's about Tomlin. But you never know. I think there's a chance it's about Teryl Austin. I really do. Which sucks, because I love Teryl Austin, dude. He's such a good dude. He works so hard. I would love for him to be fantastic at his job. I really would.